Welcome to ET English, the unique English language learning feature of the Education Times. This recording is brought to you by Achini Abegunwadana and her team at London Academy of Speech. The Education Times comes to you every week with the Sunday Times, a leading publication of Vijay Newspapers Limited. ET English introduces a unique way of learning English through stories. It has a short prose passage taken from a novel, a picture story, both of which are being published in episodes every week. All the lessons and activities that are given in the feature are from these two stories. Many English scholars accept that when you learn a language through stories, you remember them better. Further, the picture story will complement this by adding the visual component as well, where it will help the readers create vivid images in their minds, helping them to remember those dialogues and words through those incidents. The first episode of ET English appeared in the Education Times section on the 13th of September 2015. Now, we are going to bring the audio version of this feature where you can listen to the stories and lessons. First, the picture story, secondly, the novel, and finally, the lessons. To get the best out of this feature, we suggest that you get a copy of the Education Times and also a dictionary. It will also help if you have read the feature once or twice on your own. At the same time, try to get the correct pronunciation by listening to the audio attentively and repeatedly and trying to read it after every dialogue, emulating the voices that you hear. You will now listen to the ET English lesson number 41 that appeared in the Sunday Times on the 26th of June 2016. This page will be uploaded to the ET English website on the 4th of July 2016. Today's lessons have been voiced by Achini together with Aloka and Channa. First, we begin with Ijanas, written by Ranjit Gunaratna and illustrated by Anton B. Pereira. Episode 31.
What did you remember, Sahas?
That guy who's hanging out with Sudesh. Isn't he a suspicious character?
My gosh, yes, Mahesh. He surely fits the bill.
Who is this Mahesh?
The next day, Hans and Sahas meet Param and Sudesh.
So, I told my dad about Mahesh. I didn't like that guy from the beginning.
I asked my father, but he does not know that guy.
Sudesh, was it you who introduced Mahesh to Ranil?
No, I didn't. But you know Mahesh Aya is good at introducing himself.
However, they met through you and now Ranil is under arrest.
I don't know anything, guys. Please believe me.
Meanwhile, Daniel, Sudesh's father, is talking to his accountant.
I don't know what you're talking about, Peter.
You have made that payment with your credit card, sir.
You know, I never use my credit card for this kind of payment.
I know that, sir. That's what puzzles me too.
250,000? That's a lot of money.
I had the credit card with me all the time. There is only one way this could happen.
How? Now we move to Ratnapala's Scarecrow. This story has been taken from The Mirror of Paradise, written by Asghar Hussain. Episode 8. The henchman squatted in a semicircle facing Apuhami. He sat in his chair, looked around pompously and announced, I hope to contest the coming local elections and want all of you to support me. They got up, raised their hands and shouted, Jayaveva! Thank you, but before I can even seek nomination, I must prove myself as a capable leader, be known as someone who can mobilize the people. So, how do you think I should start? The government didn't curtail the fertilizer subsidy as some were expected, sir. So, we can't bring the matter up, said one young man. And the Reds have already taken up the issue of better wages for our girls working in the garment factory. We need something different, said another. Then a scraggy fellow with a beard spoke. Let's join with the neighboring villages and demand a big food processing factory to be opened nearby so that we can get good prices even in times of glut. This proposal received a chorus of approval. Now we move to activities. Activity 1. Form questions with the keywords given in column A to get the responses in column B. Column A, questions. Number 1, who. Number 2, where. Number 3, how. Number 4, what. Number 5, what. Column B, responses. The henchman squatted in a semicircle facing Apuhami. He sat in his chair. They got up and raised their hands and shouted, Jayaveva! The Reds have already taken up the issue of better wages for our girls working in the garment factory. They demanded that a big food processing factory be opened nearby.
Activity 2. Give the indirect speech of the following utterances. Number 1. Apuhami said, I hope to contest the coming local elections. Number 2. Apuhami said, I want all of you to support me. Number 3. Apuhami said, I must prove myself as a capable leader. Number 4. We can't bring the matter up, said one young man. Number 5. We need something different, said another.
Now we move to activity 3, the grammar focus. Words are formed from affixes. Affixes are suffixes and prefixes. For example, number 1, prefix of approve would be disapprove. Number 2, suffix of approve would be approval. Read the text and write the words given below with suffixes. There are 24 of them. You can find the words with the following suffixes: s, ed, ing, ment, ly, tion, n, r, ent, and al.
Activity 4. Read the picture story and match the language functions with their examples. Language functions. Number 1. Clarifying suspicion. Number 2. Asking for confirmation. Number 3. Deny using something. Number 4. Clarifying a point. Number 5. Expressing dislike. Examples. A. I didn't like that guy from the beginning. B. Isn't he a suspicious character? C. Sudesh, was it you who introduced Mahesh to Ranil? D. You know I never use my credit card for this kind of payment. E. You have made that payment with your credit card.
Now let's move to the word bank for this week. Most of the meanings given are relevant to the context of the stories. Number 1, squat, meaning to sit on your heels with knees bent up closely to your body. Number 2, pompous, meaning showing that you think you are more important than other people. Number 3, seek, meaning to try to obtain or achieve something. Number 4, nomination, meaning the act of suggesting or choosing somebody as a candidate in an election or for a job or an award. The fact of being suggested for this. Number 5, mobilize, meaning to work together in order to achieve a particular aim, to organize a group of people to do this. Number 6, curtail, meaning to limit something or make it last for a shorter time. Number 7, fertilizer, meaning a substance added to the soil to make the plants grow more successfully. Number 8, subsidy, meaning money that is paid by a government or an organization to reduce the costs of services or producing goods so that their prices can be kept low. Number 9, wages, meaning a regular amount of money that you earn, usually every month, for work or services. Number 10, scraggy, very thin and not looking healthy. Number 11, glut, a situation in which there is more of something than is needed or can be used. Now, let's look at the answers for the last week's lessons. The answers for Activity 1, question number 1, D, 2E, 3B, 4A and 5C. Activity 2, the first answer, the birds seemed to be unruffled by the appearance of the scarecrow and they eyed it with a curious contempt. Number 2, though Appuhami was upset with this spectacle in Ratnapala's field, he was wondering if he could turn the situation to his advantage. Number 3, Appuhami asked a number of people whom he considered his henchmen to assemble at his home. Number 4, these were the villagers who had clustered around him ever since he won a state lottery. Number 5, Appuhami, who showed unmistakable signs of prosperity, won a state lottery. The answers for Activity 3, simple verb phrases, scared, seemed, eyed, saw, was, asked, considered, were, won and paid. The answers for complex verb phrases, had replaced, was distinct, was wandering, could turn, had clustered. Answers for Activity 4. Number 1, politics. 2, taken to custody. 3, illegal drugs. 4, investigating. 5, vigilant. Dear listeners, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our recording brought to you by the London Academy of Speech. You are welcome to give us your feedback and suggestions on the telephone numbers and the email address given in the ET English feature in the Education Times section. We will meet you again with ET English Lesson 42. Until then, goodbye and happy learning.